What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, guys, to another YouTube live stream here on the Aviator 268 channel. We are in Billings, going up to Gillespie. That's the correct pronunciation for the flight. Yeah, we're going up to Kalispell. There we go. Kalispell for our flight to continue our celebration with the 24 years of celebration with Delta Virtual, with their exquisite service to the area. What's going on with my music? Oh, there we go. Got real quiet after a while. I don't understand what's going on. Yeah, but celebrating 24 years with Delta Virtual Airlines for their great service for the community, flights and community for that long. And so we're going to get the aircraft set up real quick. We do have somebody flying with us. They're not on the stream, so to speak, but they're over here flying in that. It's supposed to be an RJ, but that's not in the system, so we just see them in this Cessna of sorts or Legion of sorts. All right, so let's get the aircraft loaded up so that we can get on out of here. We are going up to Kalispell, and so let's go ahead and call for GSX boarding. There's 128 passengers that we are going to be carrying today. Gonna see how quickly we can get this set up. Make sure that all of my ACARs and such set. ACARs, Volanta, all of that is set up.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right, departing off of runway 28, all right. And it will be a straight out departure and arriving via the RNAV runway 20 via start. You gotta edit here to take out iTone and go direct to start from cabin. Execute, you can double check that. So once we depart, take off from Billings, then Baslet, then the cabin, then the start, then the RNAV runway 20. It looks like a very interesting arrival. Let's see how we're gonna go. Yesterday we got a -13 on our flight, so let's see how best we can make that work today. Don't think we're gonna get -13 again. That was just per chance, I suppose. But we see how best we can get that done. All right, so we're gonna departure weather. Gonna do kind of like a mix-up briefing in between every now and then, because I'm just gonna try to get off right now. Winds calm, so we're taking 28 right. Temp station miles, Canada 3,400. Temperature 3, altimeter 3006. We're just gonna press the reset button so we get 3006 right here. And we're going to follow 360. Don't know if we'll really stay up at 360 for very long, but we're just gonna go straight up to 360 on the MCP. And the heading for our departure is going to be 281. And let's see here. So for perfing it, let's look at this information here. So we have 128, our zero fuel weight to be 124.8, and our fuel should be 15.71. And so 124.81, let's just request it. Once we request it, we'll autofill everything. This might take us up to 3.8, but we're just going to 3.6. So let's load. Yep. Execute, then change this to 360. Execute. And then let's go to our performance tool. Select 128 right, import from the aircraft, import the weather, and calculate. So flaps 5, takeoff 49, 138, 40, 43. N1 limit 49. Then flaps 5, 38, 40, 43, all correct. No descent path after Evo. Evo, that's crazy. Request the winds, and we can check what's going on with our arrival. It says 10.8. Let's see. I have to get those headwinds calculated and accounted for. Execute. Well, load first and then execute. So we load that. And let's execute it. All right, so 10.7 is what we have. And execute on the descent forecast. The 323 miles is what we have input, and the flight is just about an hour, so we should be good. All right, passengers are coming on board, so we can turn on the APU. And our trim is 4.25, so let's get that set as well. 4.25. And our goodie friend seems to be pushing back now, so he'll be on his way. Farewell, sir, farewell. Travel well for both of us. And our frequency is 127,200. Easier if I go up. 127,200. And we can do a radio check. Building traffic radio check. Thank you. All right, so we got that sorted out. All right, so for departure today, we're leaving off of runway 28 right. See if we can get the chart up real quick. As per usual, there aren't any Billings 5 departures. Didn't know that existed. All right, cool. So we do have mountains. The threat that's around us is our mountains right now. So once we take off, we must maintain a safe altitude of 8300 to the south and 63 to the north. So once we take off, make a right turn direct to our first waypoint, which will be, it was Billings, but we go direct to Basalt, or Basalt, I guess. And then we'll continue our climb. If for whatever reason that we have to make a return because of the mountainous areas to the south, we will take off and make a right and then come back around to land via Pillar, which would take us up to 6,300 feet. And then we come back to land runway 2728 right. Other than that, we have a good ship for our flight today going over to Kalispell. So we can expect smooth sailing. Weather doesn't look bad going over to highly spell today, so we should anticipate fair weather. Of course, a few bumps can always happen, so we're good to go with that. All right, so APU is on, and we can start the APU, get that packs on, and then go ahead and release that for the air condition outside. Really wish that we had an RJ so we could see him for real. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. Let's see where it is. Yes. So we're getting rid of the low pressure air. 128, 89 of 128. So we are boarding rather quickly. Gainings can give us that quick boarding. We are grateful for it, so that's always nice. All right, coming up pretty quickly on 128 passengers, so we are doing very well. Push that to APU gen. And we're pretty much ready to go. Our spot code is 5354. 5354, and that's it. And we're good to go. We can go ahead and release the ground power as well. So we will get on our way quick, fast, and in a hurry. Cool. Hope everybody's doing well today. If you haven't already done so, thank you so much for joining this afternoon. Please feel free to subscribe, and once you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next time that we go live. And of course, if you like the content, feel free to leave a like for us as well. 144 is what that is. So we're gonna go take off on this side, and the flat back on the right side. 143. Set that. Clean up, and the heading out to be gone. Let's see, can we make it up to flight level? Probably not. We probably won't even make it up to flight level 3. You know what? Here we're gonna do. We are going to stop climb at flight level 300. So we'll stop our climb at flight level 300. Yes, sir. (121, 128). So we just about finished our boarding. So we are going to, once the boarding is complete, we will go close these doors, and we're ready to go. So we have Billings ground on today, 121.9. So we get some nice air traffic control. Nice. 121.9. So let's go ahead and get some clearance from the ground.
That's 98 Billings ground. You're clear to the Glacier Park Airport. VRAM heading with the factor to Billings and as south. Maintain 16,000 expand for the full 300 10 minutes of departure. Departure is northline block 4212.
So 120 is the initial. Hey, what's going on, JP? Welcome, brother. Welcome. Good to see you. 300 is a better flight level than going all the way to 36. All right, real quick, running through the before start checks. The flight door, flight deck, and steward inspections are complete. Pre-flight procedures complete. IRS mode selectors are nav and display switches are armed. Sorry, are normal and auto. Emergency.
MS98, you can continue taxi runway 38 right via up.
Emergency lights are on, passenger signs are on, window heat switches are on, pressurization panel is set, pressurization mode selected is auto. Remote control panel is set 143, 281, and 120. Oxygen mask regulated indicator check, altimeter 3006 and cross check 3 times. Flight and navigation instruments to check, warning and unanticipated lights to check, anticipated light is off, landing gear down 3 green. KBWS are checked, speed brake lever down to 10, thrust levers are closed, engine start switches are cut off. Stabilizer trim cutout switches are normal, fire warning systems are checked, radios, transponder, radar set and check. Rudder and aileron trims free and zero parking brake is set, flight attendant briefing is complete, departure briefing is complete, logbook is checked, and our fuel on board is 15.7 required and is also on board. FMS and ACARS information is entered, stabilizer trim 4.28 and check. Airspeed and N1 bugs are 143 in the speed window and N bugs are set. So we can go ahead and call clearance now. Bennett Ground Pleasant, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we are requesting clearance 2496 to Kalispell or Kalispell.
Aircraft calling speed contact again.
2496.
The 2496 building sign, you're clear to Kalispell Airport via the runway heading, radar factor to building and cloud. Maintain 15,000, except available 360, 10 minutes of departure. Departure is offline, block 5354.
Radar access buildings in its file, initial 150, and can we have an amendment to 300 for our final altitude and spark in 5354, Delta 2496.
The 2496, aircraft except available 300, feedback correct.
Roger, we'll call for push taxi in just a sec. All right, good. So let's do the before push or the pushback start checklist. Let's.
The 2150 building ground, you're clear to Great Park Airport via following heading, radar factor to buildings and cloud. Maintain 15,000, except available 36010 minutes of departure. Departure frequency is offline, block 5354.
Yes, so got my friend Stefan flying with us today. All right, prepare for pushback and start. No, don't need that, and let's have that going. Do the before start close. You wish you were here right now, man?
It's a 4347, sorry about that.
All right, let's do the before start checklist. Release the shot. And the before start checklist, we have doors are closed, hydraulic panel is set, fuel panel is set, flight door closed and locked. Anti-collision lights are on, air conditioner panels is set, transponder is set, and the before start checklist is complete. We're gonna go nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, parking brakes are now released. Start the timer.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start.
And we're off the gate at 56. Pretty good. So we're actually gonna meet up with he did today that I might beat him with the being in a 737. So I guess I might just do that because he's not off the ground yet, but we'll see what happens. But of course, we'll make sure that we do proper airmanship, and we'll share exactly what we're gonna do. All right, start sequence is 2, then 1. So let's prep that and start engine number 2. Love hearing those fuel pumps sound really nice. If you are on the stream and you have not downloaded the Bore sounds for the 737, you need to, because you are missing out. It is PMDG zone is nice, Boris's zone is nicer. So we are using the Boris's sound pack, and I'm telling you, you are in for a treat. And that looks pretty good. I like that. Nice. And here we have our other people departing, so let's take a picture. Nice. Engine 2 is started. Start engine number 1. And he's off. Waiting for 25. Oh, there he goes. Thought he was airborne already. So long, Nate. V1. Rotate. I guess not now. All right, let's go 28 and... Did he abort the takeoff? Seems like he aborted.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake is now set.
Unlocking gear.
Yeah, he aborted the takeoff. Aw, what happened, buddy? All right, let's run now the...
The 2150, do you need that guy?
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Roger, the
Left is clear.
2150,
Right
runway
is clear.
28 right, taxi via Bravo, fast runway 28 right.
All right, let's do our flight controls check. Rudder left, rudder right, and our flight controls are free and clear. And just for those who want to see what's going on outside, rudder left, rudder right, and we have ailerons left and right, elevators up and down, and flight control checks are good. So the auto start checklist is now: generators are on, probe on, anti-ice not required. Actually, let's see. They did report some clouds at 3,000. So you know what? Yes, anti-ice will be on. We'll put on the anti-ice. And the auto brakes set to RTO. And before the auto start checklist is complete. Taxi checklist flaps.
Number 980, building and taxi runway 28 right via Alpha.
All right, flaps set. And let's get our taxi clearance. Ground DAL2496 ready to taxi.
DAL2496, runway 28 right, taxi via Alpha.
To right via Alpha 2496. All right, taxi checklist. 5 green light. Flight controls are checked. Taxi checks complete. All right, got some lights going on. Please parking brakes and let's get out of here.
The 2150 tower is offline, monitor TTAF 127.2.
127.2 is the CTAF, so we have that already set. And we are looking good. Flight attendant seats for departure, please.
TTAF 127.2.
for our before takeoff checklist. Takeoff trim is 4.2. Flaps 5 green light. Windows close and lock. Auto throttle is on. Recall is check. Runway 28 right. And departure is radar vectors to the Billings and then Billings intersection. And takeoff briefing, just reiterate, between 0 and 80 knots, stop anything that was made aircraft on fire. 80 knots V1, anything that make any fire warnings. V1, we will continue to climb up to 7,000, then make a right turn, come back around, land on runway 28. Flight attendants have been advised. We present that they have just acknowledged. And we are just about ready to go. We're gonna get that handoff just now since he's ground. There goes the 737. Oh, ground already left. His name is Powell. Yes, that is a correct. Winds are calm and the altimeter is 3006. Yes, sir. Billings traffic DAL2496 line up runway 28 right. Billings. All right, so we've already done our briefing. Let's put on our strobes. That's 2150 call passing 7,000.
Approaching 28 right. On runway 28 right.
All right, let's line up this bad boy. Get a tire scrub in there as we try to line up. There we go. All right, so we're gonna watch to see our company aircraft get to about 7,000 feet. Let's see if we can see that. So he's now 2,000 feet above us. That's at 4. All right, just disappeared off of the radar. The 2150 radar check. I'm gonna have to use the map that I have here. He is passing 7,000 feet now. So we can go ahead and depart. Billings traffic DAL2496. Takeoff runway 28 right. Left turn to Billings, then direct to Baslet. Billings traffic DAL2496. Yes, Jesus' name is Powell. It's yes, we're on VATSIM. We are on VATSIM right now. All right, we're ready to go. Start the timer. Let's hear this spool up. Those CFM engines sounding lovely. All right, let's make sure we're in front here now to keep center line. And we are rolling. Pressure on the yoke. Airspeed is alive. Our set 90.8. And we are rolling, guys.
80 knots.
Check. Keep that center line. And we have that change in elevation, so it's going to give us a little bit more Rotate.
Brake.
Positive brake. Gear coming up. Finish traffic DAL2496, clear the runway passing 4,500, climbing 15,000. Direct Billings and on course. DAL2496 Billings, last call. See ya. Passing 6,000 feet. LNAV. And let's now do Command 8. And let's go flaps up, speed check. Really looks country out here. Look at all of that. And flaps are up, lights out. Direct to Basel, and we're climbing now to flight level 300. Passing 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off, and we will ding the cabin, let them know that we are cleared and they can do their stuff. And our colleague just departed. There he is, the bottom of the screen right here. You can barely see his lights, but if you look really well, squint your eyes just a little bit, you see his green lights coming up right behind you to the edge of the screen. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's see. 311 miles to go. Top of climb is at 48. We're going to flight level 300. So too short of a flight to go up to flight level 360, even though that's what the flight plan has told us. But we're going to maintain flight level 300 for the remainder of this flight. And let's switch over to 122.8. 122.80. And there we go. Unicom. Guys, yes, we're celebrating 24 years with Delta Virtual. That's why I've been doing these flights. So what the plan is that there are 24 days from since February 17, I think it was. February 17 until March 14 is when we will have the 24th flight. And then there's a big celebration as well. So we left out of Atlanta and went to North Carolina, then to South Carolina, down to Florida, came back over to Birmingham, Alabama, went up to Cincinnati, across to Buffalo, Buffalo to Boston, Boston to LaGuardia, LaGuardia to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to Chicago, Chicago to Minneapolis, Minneapolis to what's that flight? Yeah. Minneapolis to Pierre Regional, then Pierre to Denver, Denver to Billings, and now we're over to Kalispell, Montana. So we've done some pretty good flights. Most of these flights are no more than an hour and a half thereabouts, so pretty short runs, but nice runs nonetheless. Show us what the countryside looks like. You don't normally see these kind of things, and listen, I am a geographer in my professional life, and these different ridges that we see and the plateaus and the rivers and so on, it's beautiful from the sim. I can only imagine what it looks like in the real world. And if you ever travel from East Coast to West Coast, you really see that change from the flatlands of the East Coast coming across to the Rockies in the Midwest, and then over to Los Angeles or California, where it's just as flat. But look at this. Literally, these are some really, really good geographic features. Oh, hills and valleys. Flight level 180, standard set. Have I ever tried shared cockpit? I have. I have a friend of mine who uses it, and well, has used it when we were over in the early stages of 2020, and I think when it shortly after it came out. But for some reason, when we tried to do it again, we need to get the INI file that would work well with the PMDG, because that would be really cool if you can do a shared cockpit. You know what? I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it because it's something that's really cool, where you literally have the two pilots doing what they're supposed to do, and it's independent. So it will be really nice to be able to share that and see how it goes. So I'm gonna try to get it done at some point in the future. Hey, what's going on, Bird Strike? I am pretty good. What's going on with you? Just here, flying over to Kalispell on this short flight. Oh, they have updated it? I haven't checked it. It's been a while since I've checked it. You can use it with a lot of things. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check it out. So if you guys haven't already done so, please feel free to join the Discord channel. That way you can share information in there as well. You could also share where you'd want to see us fly to. And I am really, really excited to be able to bring these different flights to you. So feel free to join the Discord and check around. If you have real world pictures you want to share, all that stuff, anything aviation, feel free to share in there as well. Yeah, man, Bertrand, that's good to hear, man. I am happy to see you. And we are coming up flight number 245 for flight number 300, 279 to go. And let's start prepping for the aircraft to land in Kalispell. It's a pretty short flight. The only thing that makes it really long is because we have these headwinds coming in. But we'll make it. We shall make it. Double climbing to 13 nautical miles. Oops, wrong thing. Let's go Kalispell. There we go. Airport. And the arrival, there's no star, but we're doing the RMP 20, so let's check that. All right, so this is gonna be one interesting approach. So we're coming from Scott, and we're gonna head towards Harbru, and then to Nurse, Lelki, Ide, Oika, Tagai, and then to runway 20. This is gonna be interesting. Really interesting. Start evil. Let's see. So start. Have you flown the 350 as yet? Oh yeah. We have flown the 350. We've done what, 4 flights in the 350 now? Here we go. Start to evil, then evil to Harbru, then Nurse, and come back around. So we gotta be at Harbru at 8,000, and then we continue on the center. And beauty about this aircraft is that it can do RNP approaches, so we'll be able to set. Ooh. See me here not doing the after takeoff checklist, and I missed all of that. So give me 1 second, guys. So the after takeoff checklist: flaps up, lights out, landing gear up and off, anti-ice is on. We can turn those off actually. And we have engine bleeds and packs on, an auto pressurization panel is checked. Engine start switches are off, APU is not required. So after takeoff checklist is complete. Climb checklist: altimeters are transition altitude standard set and cross-check. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting approach burst, right? It's gonna be one interesting approach. The last time I did something similar to this was flying down into Toncontin in Honduras. So this was it's not as bad as Honduras' own, but you can see this mountain right here that's at least 6,000. Look at that, 7,000 feet. Boy, I tell you. Elevation here is 2977, so it's a pretty high area. So our MSA is 11,200, so we cannot descend below 11,002 anywhere on this before reaching Harbru, which is where we get to 8,000. All right, so top of climb is reached, and we are going to release the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Seatbelt sign is now off. Flight's pretty short, so we ask that you do what you need to do as quick as possible, and we want to thank you for choosing Delta for your flight this afternoon. We should begin our descent in approximately 20 minutes. Seatbelt sign go on 5 minutes before that. We'll come back and I'll let you know what the weather like is in Cali spot. And once again, thank you for choosing Delta. Cool. So let's see. Can I pick that up? Let's see if I can do that. Oops. I wonder if it's still there. MHTG. Let's see if it still exists. All right. So the RP runway 2 south or 2 north? Right, you are. Yeah. So look at this. This is the old Toncontin arrival, and you're coming from Melville, and you're making this. And guys, when I tell you, once you get to TG15, you're literally hand flying the aircraft coming all the way down to final. When you get to 11, you're literally going to make that left turn, and as soon as you come out the roll, or you roll out the turn rather, your runway is right there. This thing causes you to sweat, and if you are not stable by that, you got to go all the way around and do it again. First time that I did that, my mom actually watched me do the approach, and I literally had sweaty palms. That's how crazy it was. That's how crazy it was. All right, we'll put up the speed just a little bit. We can go a little bit faster than that, 0.75. Yeah, let's do a little bit faster than that. We can go a little bit faster. If you want to know any information, guys, we can do exclamation point Discord, exclamation point route, exclamation point spec. If you want to see any of those things, feel free to just type that in the chat and it will pop up for you. See the specs that I'm running. Some people would like to know what is it that I have, so feel free to do exclamation point specs, SPECS, and you'll be able to see what are the specs I am running for our system today. All right. Can we push it just a little bit further? 0.78. Let's see. But I also got to be mindful of the aircraft that's ahead of us. He is, let's see how far ahead of us is he. All right. So let's look at this real quick. So this is where we are right now. So I'm in the middle here, and we have the other pilot here. He's at flight level. He doesn't have a flight plan, does he? Yes, he does. He's at flight level 340, and then I'm at flight level 300, and the other pilot is at flight level 300, I think, as well. Let's see, flight level 3. Oh, he's at flight level 200. Okay, not bad. 200. We're all heading over to Kalispell. So this is where we are right now, just outside of the Washington Center or Seattle Center. We're getting pretty close to it. And our top of the descent is just beyond the 100 mark right here. So we have 134 nautical miles to go before our top of descent. So we can go ahead and do some planning real quick. All right, let's go back to our original information. Did I pin any of these things? No, I did not. Or did I? Yes, I did. Okay, good. So the RNAV RNP runway 20 is where we are. And let's do some planning. So we got to be at Harbor at 8,000, but we have to make sure that when we're coming across Scott, we maintain 11,200 until we clear these mountains. And then by Evo, we have to be, let's say about 9,000. And then we cross Harbor at 8,000. So we're going to hard tune 8,000 so that we are there by then. And then for the final turn, let's see, so we need to be at IJ at 5,700. So 5,700 is where we need to be at for IJ, so I'm going to hard tune that as well. 5,700. So the computer will try to do its best to get down to that for us. Also, based on what we're seeing here, even at 230 knots, Harbor 230, and then we'll have to manage our speed come down because we don't want to be coming in too fast. So by the time we get to 230 at Harbor, as a matter of fact, that's max. So we can actually slow down a little bit further. So we'll probably do 210 by the time we get to Harbor, and then try to slow down to 180 by the time we get to Lelki. Let's check the weather now in Kalispell. Winds at 170 at 7, 10 statute miles. Let's write those down. 170 at 7, and temperature is 6. And altimeter is 3000, and runway in use would be 20. Sky is broken at 7,000. So we're going to be using the RNAV approach. Runway 20. The MDA. Let's see what our MDA is. Your Volanta blocking this. Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting to read. I'm sorry. My bad. Thank you so much, Mo Charlie. I appreciate it. I keep forgetting that I have to switch it back. Thank you so much. My bad, guys. Right. So what I was saying earlier is that we're to be max 230 at Evo and then max 230 at Harbor. So what we're going to do is, since that's a max, we're going to slow to 210, and then by Lelki we want to be at 180 and probably slowing before that so that we can ensure we are on our target speed, so that by Tagai we are fully configured. So our, let's see, by I-Day a final approach fix, so we need to be completely ready or completely configured by I-Day. So we will have Evil at 210, Harbor at 180, and we maintain 180 and come around until we get to a final approach speed at I-Day. Cool, sounds like a plan. So we pretty much did our approach briefing except the miss approach. If we were to go miss, we'll climb 10,000 feet on track 200 to Cough, and then left turn to Daughter, left turn to Debbie, and on track 128 to Angle. I would fly post past the 5 at flat 5 speed. Huh. Okay. Let's see what that speed is going to be though. Top 5 speed, max is 250. Oh, in terms of what it is when you, okay, cool. I got you. So we'll be probably about 180 or so. Don't think we'll be going miss today, but let's see what happens. And of course the miss approach is already in. Cough, Daughter, Debbie, then Angle, and we hold an Angle. Cool. All right, so 97 nautical miles before our top of descent. So let's run the performance check. 20. Yeah, so I'll do that. Yeah, makes sense to keep the speed up. And then once we make the final, let me see, once we make that final turn, then we should be able to drop the speed right before that. So yeah, that makes sense. So we still have 3 miles before Tagai. So yep, we have 158. So yeah, we should be able to do that. So yep, we'll do that. The landing altitude, the airport elevation is at 2977. So the chart is saying you must be at 8,000 Harbor. All right, let's go to our performance. Landing en route. Let's see. Available landing. Oh, I didn't even do all of that. Right. See, this is why we have to have the checklist, right? Because in the briefing I need to talk about once we land. Aha. So landing runway 20. Landing distance available is 9,000 feet. So good enough, and we could do auto brake 2 or 3. And if we're going to do auto brake 2, probably, this is before we run the actual performance, probably we will get to exit by Bravo 6 is pushing it, but definitely Bravo 7 or Bravo 8, and then we come back and make a right and come towards the terminal via Echo 6 or Bravo 5. So let's run that and see what we get now. Import the weather. Let's go auto brake 1, all operational, and let's calculate. All right, so let's use auto brake 2, and that will give us a landing distance required of 7,481. So 7,481 means that we're probably gonna exit either Bravo 7 or Bravo 8. So let's plan for that. Is it a steep approach? Let's see. Nope, doesn't look like it's a steep approach. 8,000, 6,000, just about 7. Nah, not that bad. Because you pretty much, you've cleared, the mountains are not even really, the turn is looks kind of tight. The turn looks kind of tight here, but in terms of it being steep, doesn't seem to be a steep approach at all. All right, 77 to go. So let's see. Top of the sun is in at 44, now 33, so in 10 minutes. We might get to do another stream of the 350 tomorrow. That's dependent on what time I get home. I was just called out to do a gig about 7 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, so I may not be able to do it then. I may have to do it earlier, but we shall definitely see. Beautiful 738 by PMDG. Look at the reflection off the wing. Doesn't that look nice? My only thing about this airplane is just it's too clean, way too clean. Look at that. The detail on the ground, yeah? Let's check where we're gonna park today. Should be gate 3. Stand 3. All right, so we will exit via Bravo 5 and then come into stand 3. Cool. So gates 1, 2, and 3 can hold up to. Oh wow, the 757 could come. Okay. So I'm now gonna, as soon as it, oh, this is another flight for the 757 when that's released. Since 757 is gonna land at this airport, nice. So we have up to the 757 that can come here. Oh, this airport is doing well. So stand 1, 2, 3, and 5 can house the 737-900 up to that size and the A321. Then stand 4 is a Dash 8 and the E175, and then gate 6 and 7 for the 757. Nice. I'm actually excited for the 757, guys. So I'm excited for the A350. It's a beautiful airplane. Love the A350. It is what you call a modern pilot's airplane, and it flies lovely. I'm hoping to get a couple of flights on it, going to a couple of places that I've been to on the A350, Sydney, Australia, and to Korea, South Korea. So those 2 flights, I probably will do videos for those rather than a live stream. I'm not sure. I've never done one of those long haul live streams before, so we could probably see how that goes in the A350. And then hopefully within the next month or so, fingers crossed guys, hopefully within the next month, by the end of March. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, I'm just hoping that it's gonna happen, that PMDG will release their 200 ER variant of the 777. They're working on the 200 ER in 2020 and 2024, and so they're saying that they do have a date that they think they will release the airplane. I'm praying that nothing would stop them from doing so, and we can have the 777-200 ER in the sim finally. That is my preferred 777. The 300 is nice, it is nice, but I am more of the 200 guy. And so hopeful that those will be released very soon, and then that will be the end of Q1. And then we're hoping that very soon after that, the 757 will be released by Bluebird. They were hoping to get it out in December, that didn't happen. Q1, not gonna happen. So I'm happy for what they're doing, because it looks like they're really going all out with this 757, and that's something that we want. We want them to be out the gate, hitting the ground running. So we're hopeful that happens really soon. so we can have a proper 757 in the simulator. Once again, guys, if you haven't already done so, please join the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord so that we can have conversations there as well. Feel free to share your aviation trips, your real world shots, you know, just to have a place that you could talk, as well as share your ideas in terms of flights that we can do as well. If you want to see us go to your home airport, feel free to share that, and we can definitely do a flight there on one of these lovely birds that have been released. All right, it is 40 miles on top of the descent, so let's get these seatbelt signs come back on, and let's look at the current weather to see if anything has changed. Currently winds 170 at 7, altimeter 3000, so let's have that set 3000, and let's talk to our passengers for the flight. This is your captain speaking. We are just about on top of the descent. Seatbelt signs now on. If you're up and about, please return to your seat. Current weather over in Kalispell, winds coming out of the southeast at about 5 miles. We have good visibility, some clouds around, and temperature is about 6 degrees Celsius. We should have it in the ground by, I don't even know what time it is over there. What time is it over in Montana? Oh, what, 2-3 hours behind us, so it's now what, 5 o'clock, 5:40. So we have it in the ground by 6 minutes after 6 o'clock. So flight attendants, once again, thank you so much for choosing Delta as your preferred travel for this flight. Ask that you please consider us for your future travels, and we'll see you again on the next flight. Flight attendants, prepare the aircraft for arrival. All right, till 149. There we go. And let's see, what is the CTAF for this airport? CTAF KGPI. CTAF is 12455, so let's do 12455. Good. All right, so we're gonna set initial down to 8,000 and let the aircraft's VNAV do the rest. And for our descent, 240 upon crossing 12,000. All right, guys, give me 2 minutes to get a drink of water. And we're back. Just in time for the top of descent. Aircraft is slowing down. Kalispell traffic, DAL2496 out of flight level 300 down at 8,000. Will fly direct Scott join the RNAV runway 20. Kalispell traffic. We should be fine when it comes to the traffic. So the 2150 is ahead of us, descending through 10,000 now. So we shouldn't have a problem. And then the other traffic is a good distance behind us. I thought it was 300. All right, gonna put on the the what you call these now? Yeah, the anti-ice. Got some weather down there, got some clouds down there. Want to make sure that we are not gonna get our wings iced over with these cold temperatures, -22. Yeah, we need some anti-ice going on here. Letter brakes level 2. So let's run the checklist now. Approach checklist, flight and navigation. Nope, wrong one. Descent checklist. Altimeters 300 checked and 3000 and cross check. Radios and barrels. Let's see, that was what I was supposed to check and I did not while I was talking. So 369 is the. Oops. So 369 is the our reference here. Our decision height 369, and that is set. The airspeed bugs are checked. References 30 and 149. Anti-ice is on. Approach briefing is complete. Auto brakes is set to level 2. Passenger signs are on. Pressurizing the panel is set. Exterior lights are set, and recall is checked. Coming up on Scott. So we'll continue our descent towards Evo to cross hub row at 8,000, and we'll manage our speed as we get down. one of my favorite spaces, flying above these clouds. You're just looking out. Can you just think you could just lay on these things? If only you could just lay on these clouds. They don't look too bad in the sim. They could be better. I'm really hoping that they could have gotten Active Sky to sort this out, but man, we do need some weather, man. Come on, Microsoft, let's get some weather, man. One of my chats was saying, members in the chat was saying that, you know, there's weather up above and you pass through these clouds and you're not even getting the bounce that you support. Well, going through the clouds, you do get a little bounce, but in terms of passing through and you're seeing all this rain and so on, it's not as effective as you would have seen it in P3D or even FS9, as far back as FS9, you know? I suppose we'll get there eventually, especially with 2024. I'm hoping that they sort that out and that they can make it backwards compatible to 2020. So we'll follow what Mode Charlie would have suggested for us to do. So we'll maintain the flat 5 speed until the final approach is fixed. So once we make that final turn, then we will slow to our final approach speed, and then we will bug out with the flaps, and we will also get our landing gear out once we cross Oika. Because we'll be then now 7 miles out. So yeah, that was a pretty good idea, Mo Charlie. I didn't even read at the bottom here, which is where I should have been reading. So yeah, Hobro is 16 out and final approach fix is 8 out. So by then we should be getting ready to slow down at that turn, and then so we'll keep flap 1 or flap 5 rather, and then we will continue for the once we clear the turn at the final approach fix, we will then continue with our descent or reduction of the speed and flap extension. All right, falling below 18,000, so start local altimeter set 3000. Time is 53. Let's see if the weather would have changed by the time we set that. And it is now 55, so 300. Okay, everything is still set. 55 is in the next 2 minutes. All right, so let's see if we change between now and then. College Spot traffic DAL2496 descending through 16,500 for 8,000 at Hobru. We are 27 miles to the east of Evil. We'll cross Evil at above 10,000 and we'll call on the RNAV runway 20. Once we get down to 10,000, we then switch over to the Unicom. I wonder if PMDG can get an API for this where we can actually see traffic on this screen. That would be nice. So you can see where the different traffic is across here, but it might pull a lot of resources too. So probably not. All right, getting ready to go through the clouds now. And our engine guys is on. So you see with the clouds, you see that little flicker there with the engine. So that works, but you know, flying through some wet weather, we need to be a little bit more, see a little bit more from the aircraft with that, where that is concerned. All right, we set that once we pass 12,000, we go to 240. So that will be one of these green bugs, so that we don't bust 250 as we descend through 10,000. Let's see, even with all these clouds, we can actually see the airport. So there's the airport. So we have, and this is 2150 ahead of us here. So he's now going to be on his approach into Kalispell. He is right over here. All right, reducing speed down to 240 now. And we may need to help the aircraft to slow down. May or may not. That will allow the aircraft. So again, the PMDG aircraft now has the ability to fly the RNP, so we can actually set the approach, the altitude, which is 4100. Set down to 4100 and allow the aircraft to fly. Cool. Let's advise the cabin to let them know we're getting up to, coming down to 10,000 feet. So we'll ding the cabin. Kalispell approach, DAL2496 is 5 miles east of Evil. Descending to 11,000, down to 8,000 via the RNAV runway 20. Going to Unicom or CTAF at 12455. So now we're going over to 124.55, and we will just watch our airplane do its work. Below 10,000 feet, set the exterior lights. Below 10,000 feet, and we start that nice little turn. Set the exterior lights. Part switches can be continuous, and here we go. All right, so let's now reduce speed to 230, and we're going to help the aircraft with the speed brake. And since we're kind of struggling, let's go with flap 1. See if we can get that to help us with that. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Here we go. Maintain the speed brakes out for just a little bit so that we can get back on the descent profile. Flaps 2. And flaps 5. Charlie Spare traffic at 2496 on the right turn on the arc runway 20 on the pier approach. 2 miles from Ide. We'll make right continue on the on runway 20. Charlie Spare traffic. Looking good, looking good. We bug down to
2500.
check. All right, so that's flap 5 speed. And once we begin to turn, we will go gear down. All right, gear down. Ooh, that looks beautiful. Flaps 10. And we'll go final approach speed. Flaps 25 and flaps 30. Alright. And we're down to 41 at Tagai. And the aircraft followed it just like it should. And we are cleared to land to the 2496, 1 mile from Tagai, runway 20, landing. And there we go. That wasn't too bad of an approach. Cool. Let's go. Oh, that was me being a little bit too high.
1,000.
Check. Keep taking pictures while I'm supposed to be flying the airplane, right? Hello speed traffic, DAL2496, final runway through 20.
500.
Check.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brakes up. Two in reverse. Knots versus lights out. 60 knots, and we can start the timer. 40 knots, manual braking, and we can exit right here on Come on, why did you do that? Sometimes you're trying to turn your head and it just stops the aircraft on landing. So there we have it, guys. We are on the ground here. DAL2496 Kalispell traffic, DAL2496 cleared of runway 20 via Bravo 7. Cool, so we ended at Bravo 7, clean up the aircraft. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. I didn't even see what that landing rate was, guys. I hope you guys saw it. Was it a good landing rate? All right, we're going to gate 3 if it is available. Gate 3. Let's start the APU. Ooh, minus 375. Ooh. A little rough. But guess what? Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing, right? Golden hour, guys. Golden hour. All right, so we go to Bravo 5 for the gate. And then we make a left, and the gate should be on our right side. And there in the distance is the other traffic that's coming around. even though I did minus 375, my landing score was 90 out of 100, which was good. That means I was right in the touchdown zone, so that's fantastic. All right, let's see. I'm gonna have to probably go at a different gate because that Delta is in the gate. Oh no, there is it. That should be it. Let's see. I think this is that gate. Yep, should be. Exit light coming off. There we go. There we go. Gate number 3. Almost on the money. Now, where is the marshal? All right, so we continue to taxi a little bit. Yes, sir. Was a great flight. Appreciate you for joining Bird Strike. Until the next time. See you later, bro. Right on the line. Don't see the guy. He's probably in the building there. All right, parking brake is set. APU coming on the buses, and let's start the timer. And let's run the after landing flows. And let's get the chocks on, and we can call for GSX. That wasn't a very good parking. Okay, if you want to call it that. I think it was a great landing, a great parking. What do you guys think? All right, should be on the 10% now, and the vehicles can come off. Yes to the ground power. And that is our flight, guys. There we have it, guys. Thank you so very much for traveling with me today up to Kalispell. It was indeed a very nice flight. Want to say thank you to the guys who traveled along with us as well. 2 of our Delta pilots, is actually 1 more on his way up. Nathan, who was in the RJ, and to my good friend Stefan over here on the Delta 737. If you appreciated the flight today, please consider leaving a like. Of course, if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing. And if you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next time that we go live. Until the very next time, guys, I hope that you continue to live well, take care of yourself, and we'll talk later in the next one. Bye-bye.